I have all of these books that feel like summer to me. I don't know why. Just looking at them, they feel very much summertime. They feel like books that I need to be reading in the summertime. So I'm gonna tell you all about all of these books that I feel like are summer books. I feel like these are gonna be my summer TBR. These are all the books that I want to get through the summer. Am I going to? No, probably not. Not even remotely close. But I'm still going to share them with you anyways, in case if you're interested in some of the books that I'm going to be keeping a close eye out on for this summer. Try to set them all down. Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I am so very excited to have you here. Summer is just around the corner. It is coming up. I am so excited to just hang out and lay by the pool. At this point, I'm not even going to be able to do that because I'm getting a new job. So that's going to be a Monday to Friday thing. I don't know when I'm going to be able to find time to read, but I'm going to have to figure it out. Anyways, nonetheless, I still do have a ton of books that I am very eager to get to this summer. Whether I get to all of them or not, I don't know. I doubt that I will. Last time I made a video like this, I made a fall TBR, and I don't know if I read hardly any of those books during the fall time. I don't really remember what all went on during that. I just know that these are some of the ones that I feel like I would be able to read this summer, and one of them I've actually already started. Hopefully that means that I'm just one step ahead of the game, but probably not. That's probably not what that means. I'm not gonna talk a lot, I'm just gonna get right into it because I have a lot of books here. Not a ton, but I feel like I will have a lot to say about them for some reason. So the first one that I have that feels like summer to me is What Happens After Midnight. This is the one that I've already started. I say that I'm on page 172. I'm actually restarting this book. Not really. I'm on chapter 14 right now, and then I went back to chapter 8 and I'm rereading it from there. I read this book at the pool, and for some reason whenever I get to the pool I cannot concentrate to save my life. It's just the noises that I'm picking up around me. Maybe I just need to bring some headphones and put in some music or something. I cannot focus for whatever reason, and it's not that the book's bad, it's not that I don't want to concentrate on it or anything like that, but I feel like every time I sit down to read it, there's something that's grappling for my attention a little bit more than this, so for some reason I can't do it, I can't get through it. So like I said, I'm restarting a little bit of it. I think what I might do is clean a little bit today and just get the book on Audible or something and then just listen to a lot of it, because that should hopefully get me a good ways through it and keep me focused on getting into the story and being in the world and not just focusing on everything else. This one, I don't know if I would call it a summer read. I think that they're like in school, they're about to be out for the summer or something like that. Whether or not it's about to be set in the summer, I don't particularly know. They're in the middle of like pulling a senior prank, and that usually happens at the very end of school, so I'm assuming it's about to be summer for them, but it still feels very much like a good book to read in the summer, which is why I'm reading it now. I am enjoying it, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it's bad, I don't like it, anything like that, but I'm struggling with it, I'm having a tough time. But this one is first on my summer TBR, this one's the first one that I am actually getting through, so this one is going to be a little check off the bucket list for the summer, so that's good, can't complain there. Very much excited to see what happens in this one though. Secondly, I just picked up and read my first book by this author, and I loved it a lot more than I thought I was going to. Obviously, looking back on it now a little bit, I feel like it's not as great as it was in the moment, and like a lot of books that I read, there was a part that I didn't really click with, that it wasn't something that I was retaining very much. I don't know if it's just because I wasn't paying attention to it, because I read it at nighttime and I wasn't focused, whatever the case was. There was a little bit that I didn't really grasp that kind of escaped my brain, so I don't really remember it, which is unfortunate because that was kind of the most important part of the book, I would say. It's very much like a very pivotal point of it, but that's okay. I still really enjoyed it, so I am excited to pick up another book by Lynn Painter, and this one that I have is Better Than the Movies. I read the second one, I think it's called The Do-Over first, because I heard great things about this one. I heard that this one was better. I didn't think that I was going to enjoy the repetitiveness of the waking up in the same day over and over again. What is it, like the Groundhog Day or something like that? I don't know. I feel like there's some correlation between that and Groundhog for some reason. I am probably really wrong, but that's just something I'm thinking of at the moment. But I heard that this one was really great, and I've heard people talk a lot more about this one being better than the other one, so I did want to save this one and read it later. Again, I'm still one of those people, if you've forgotten or don't know, that I prefer to save my books that I'm most excited for for later. I like to read the books that I'm least excited for first, which kind of defeats the purpose of me trying to get out of a book slump. I am working on that. I'm trying to just read books that are calling to me now instead of just waiting and trying to hold out as long as I can on them. Also, I feel like I'm majorly lacking behind. I'm getting like FOMO from all the books that are new releases that I haven't read any of the previous books before. So that's kind of something that I am personally struggling with and I am trying to get out of. I feel like if I get out of the reading books that everybody else has already read, then I can finally start to expand and read different books and stuff like that. And you're going to be coming to me for, oh, I've never heard of this book. What is this Megan's opinion on this versus, oh, like, what does she think about these books that we've all already read? But I am excited for this one. Again, I don't know anything about this. I just feel like this is going to be a sweet summer book, hopefully. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it looks like it's snowing. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know if this one is in the winter, because if so, then I might just set it aside and read it a little bit later. But nonetheless, it does look very summery to me, minus the literal snowflakes that I'm looking at back here. Again, if I'm wrong, please let me know. The next one is a book series, and I'm gonna be so honest. I read By a Thread by Lucy Score already, and I didn't really like it, so I don't know if I am going to like this series, but they do still feel very summery to me. I have heard that these are very small town romance series that very much screams summer. Maybe I'm the only one, but to me it does. Also the little flowery covers that just flowers come out in the summer. That's summery. I don't know. I'm honestly a little bit shocked by the last Lucy Score book that I read, so I'm very nervous to start these. I'm thinking about making a video on either this entire series and doing like one of my brain dump videos. I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a lot of pages to do that, but I would just have to not talk a lot. Yeah, this is like 550 pages for just this one. I don't know, let me know what you think. I'm debating between doing a reading Lucy Score for a week or reading just this. Is it the Knock 'Em Out series, I believe? I think I've heard that. Yeah. It says it right here. It says Knock 'Em Out right here, and I've heard Knock 'Em Out series, I'm pretty sure, so I'm just gonna assume. Let me know if you think that I should do a reading Lucy Score books for a week, or if you think that I should do a full spoiler tell-all opinions on this series in particular, because I don't know what I want to do. I do have another Lucy Score book that I had set aside to do the Lucy Score video, but I'm nervous for it now. So, I don't know what I'm thinking. Who knows? But again, let me know. That could be something that you pick. You decide what video I do. Then I decided to put a little thriller in here. I don't know if this is summary. It probably is not. I don't know. But it is The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. Can we guess why I put this on here? Because it's a house on a lake. That's why I did that. That's why I feel like this is a summary book. Is it? I don't know. Honestly, I really don't know anything about these books. And I've probably read the back of all of these. I've probably read the back of all of these multiple times. And I just don't remember. I don't remember what they're about. So this is all just based on a feeling, and that's okay. Hopefully you're okay with that. But this one's a very floppy book. I am very excited to read this. I've heard many wonderful things from Riley Sager. I have heard that he is a fantastic thriller author. I feel like I need to dip my toes into the pool of Riley Sager, or in this case, the lake. I'm excited. I'm very curious to see what all the hype is about. We'll see. I'm a very critical thriller author, I feel like. But who knows? This could be really interesting and really summery. Recently, I just read a book by Frederick Backman or Bachman, one of the two. I don't really know. I enjoyed it so much. I gave it 5 stars. I think that was one of the first 5-star books that I read all year, so I'm very eager to now read A Man Called Ove. I've heard it's Ove. To me, that just feels like Ove. Who knows? I'm very excited about this one. This one honestly feels like a springtime read to me. I feel like, I don't know, it just, you know, the cover is so cute, and I love the little clouds on it, the colors of everything. The little cat on there is really cute. I am excited to read this. I know they just turned this into a movie, which I'm very excited to see. I'm so irritated though. I saved this that I could read the book first and then watch the movie, and now I can't watch the movie on Netflix because it's locked. Someone tell me why they do that. Why do they lock the Netflix movies on there? Because they put that new movie, I don't remember what it's called, but something with Sydney Sweeney and Glenn something. Is that his name? I don't know. I really don't know. But they put that new movie on Netflix, I'm pretty sure, and that one's locked too. For something against like not being able to put ads on it for some reason. I don't know what the deal is with that. And we get our Netflix through our phone company, so it's not like we're paying for it. But I was like, seriously, I just want to watch the movie for this, and I can't now. And I don't want to rent it because it's on my Netflix. Like, what's up with that? Come on. Like, why do we have to do this? Let me tell you, actually, just complete sidetrack. I got on Netflix the other day before I knew that they were changing the whole thing, and I saw an ad. An ad popped up, and I gasped. Nick was like, what? And I was like, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this literal ad that's playing on Netflix? And he was like, that's crazy. Why do we do this? Why do we have to do this? Just let me watch the freaking movie. Anyways, I am going to read the book, though. I don't have to worry about reading the book before I watch the movie because I can't watch the movie anyways. But this does feel like a summer book to me, so that's why it's on here. Then I have The Road to Dalton. I picked this up at Books A Million the other day, I think. Nick and I went. He ended up getting me a book, and then I got a book. We tried to cut a deal that if he gets nicotine, then I get a book. That was the only time that we did that. That was not sustainable at all. Didn't help, but we tried. But I ended up picking this one out. Look at the cover. Look at the cover. I'm a sucker for a cute cover. And I love literary fiction when I like the book. When I don't like the book, it's a little less that I like it. But I'm really excited to read this. It's a very small book. It kind of gives me the same length as like Tender as the Flesh, I believe. So it's only like 230 pages. I really hope it's good. It looks so cute. And I love this. I'm so happy that I have it on my shelf. But I'm scared I'm not going to care for the book as much. But I don't know. It sounded really good. I was excited to get it. It looks very pretty. That's why I got it, to be honest. And it sounded good. If it didn't sound good, I wouldn't have got it. But it does look like a very sweet summer hill. Very excited to get to this one. I'll let you know if I like it, though. Then I have another literary fiction book, I think, I would assume. And this one is Crossroads by Jonathan Franzen. I have seen this book at Target. I couldn't tell you how many times, and I wanted to get it so bad. I don't even know why. I've read the back of the book like a million times. I don't particularly remember what it's about, but this is one of these books that I have the absolute highest hopes for. I mean, this book, in my head, can do no wrong. This book, nothing can go wrong in this book. It's just going to be a 5 stars. It's going to be a 6 stars in my opinion. Have I read it? No. Am I going to give it a 5 star? Probably not, let's be honest. But now I'm scared to read it because for some reason, I have built this book up in my head so much to the point where I feel like this is going to be the best book I've ever read. But it does give very pretty summer vibes. I love the cover of this. I love the floppiness of it. I love the back. The text on the back is just different colors. I really enjoy this book. I haven't read it yet. I'll let you know what I think whenever I do read it, but so cute. So cute. Love the cover. Again, I'm a sucker for cute covers. And speaking of another sucker for cute covers is Mitch Albom's The Stranger in the Lifeboat. This is another one of those where I have just built it up so much in my head that I feel like if I actually go to read it, I'm gonna hate it because I have put this on the fattest pedestal I possibly can. I picked this one up at Target because I thought that the cover was super cute, and also I read the back of it and it was very interesting. It definitely caught my eye. It says, what would happen if we cried out to God for help and someone claiming to be God actually appeared before us? So I don't know, it's very fascinating. I do think that the point of this book, or the point that they're trying to make in this book, I feel like it's very, very interesting, and I am very excited to see what it has to say. I just recently read my first Mitch Albom book and I knew I was gonna really enjoy it. Even though he mainly just writes nonfiction, I was very excited to pick up his first fiction book, I'm pretty sure, and then I think also he just came out with a new one here recently. I do want to save it and get it in the paperbacks. I really love his paperbacks so much. They've got the little matte covers and then the fancy little pages. Love these. So I'm very excited to get to this one, but again, I fear that it's not going to be as great as I'm imagining it to be. But I don't know, I could see them being out there on a nice summer day on the water in the ocean. I don't know why exactly I feel like that's summery, but it just is all seasons. It feels very seasonal to me. It doesn't feel like it's held down to a specific summer, spring, fall, winter type of vibe. I can read at any point. Then I have We Were Liars. I picked this one because they're like in the ocean or something. I don't know anything about this. I feel like it's a mystery book. I'm pretty positive that it is. Haunting, it'll knock your socks off, stay with you, insightful and thrilling, and it's razor sharp impossible to put down. So I guess I'll be the judge of that. I'll let you know what I think of this. I'll let you know if this is razor sharp. Since they are in the water, it feels like a very summer book to me. Who knows? Maybe it's going to be a nice Somerset thriller book, which I feel like will be very interesting. I've been very much in a thriller mood here lately. That's something that I've really been enjoying, something that I've been sticking to. So we'll see. I probably will have to pick this one up a little bit sooner than I anticipated. Next, Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I just read Carrie Soto's Back. I am obsessed with that book. I gave it a 4-star, and like I just keep thinking about it and just raving about it in my head. I think that I probably need to bump that rating up a little bit to a 5-star. Don't quote me on that, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling like it might be a 5-star for me. I absolutely am obsessed with Taylor Jenkins Reid books. I feel like they are just easy to read, but they also feel so realistic while being fake. Also, they explore different details of people's lives that I wouldn't necessarily expect to kind of dive into. Like the Carrie Soto's Back, they really dove into her need to be number one and just her obsession with being the number one best tennis player in the world, to the point where she isn't able to allow other people to win or beat her out of her title because she is so set on the fact that she is still better than anybody, even though they've kind of showed her up in different ways. So it's very interesting to kind of dive into those different personality types some of these characters have that you wouldn't necessarily dive into in a normal book. I feel like most normal books, they just get into really main broad topics of issues that characters are having. Like if they lost a parent, then they have issues with that, or if they went through a divorce or something like that, then the characters are heavily dealing with that divorce and the emotions that come from it. So for her to just kind of dive into really just like the personal nitty-gritty personality issues that the characters have, I feel like that makes it a lot more interesting to me, and it kind of dives into things that you wouldn't really expect to see just on a mainstream level. So I really enjoy that. I don't know if that makes any sense to you or if you like know what I'm even talking about. Maybe I'm just making that up in my head. I could be. But I really, really like the books. I think they're just phenomenal. I will probably never pass up a Taylor Jenkins Reid book, even if I don't know anything about the topic. She could write a book about, I don't know, corralling cows. I don't know anything about that, but I would get it. I would love it. And I would eat up the fact that she's constantly talking about these people with their cows. It just feels so real. And I love that. And I don't know anything about this one, but I do know that it was written by Miss Taylor Jenkins Reid herself, and that's why I have this one. That's why I'm excited to read this one. To my knowledge, I think that this is kind of like the reason why she blew up and the reason why people started buying her books so much in the first place. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. And it also is set in 1983, so I'm feeling like we're going to get some of that usual Taylor Jenkins Reid writing and storytelling that we normally get, so I'm very excited to get to this one. I want to preserve it. I don't want to just go in and read it because I feel like this one will be the last one that she has as of right now that'll just give me the same feelings as all the new ones. I have all the other ones from the library that I'm waiting on, so I am very excited to get to those, but I don't know anything about them, and to me they don't look like they're gonna give the same vibes as the newer books that she has. Let me know what your thoughts on them are in comparison to like this book and newer. I'm very curious to see, but obviously they're surfing. This seems very summer to me. I love the coloring of it. It screams summer to me, obviously. So I am wanting to get to this in the summer, but I feel like I really just need to hold off and just read it at a different point. I don't know. I don't want to be done reading her books. I don't want to not have any left to look forward to, but I guess I can just wait for the new releases just like everybody else. I need to go ahead and get it over with because everybody else has probably read this, and I just need to hop on the train and do the same. Then I picked up Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I actually just bought this book for a specific video, so I am going to be reading this one very shortly, maybe in the next video that you see from me. I don't know, don't quote me on that, but just be looking out for it because this is coming up very shortly. Obviously, this Just for the Summer, I don't know how that could not scream summer to you. To me, it screams summer. Obviously, also the water, they're out in swimsuits just hanging around in the water. This is a stunning cover. Literally gorgeous. I have not even read the other books in this series, but I'm gonna read this first. I know I'm not supposed to. I know I'm supposed to like start with the first book, then the second book, and then this one, but I don't want to do that. I just want to jump into this one. Obviously, again, like I said, I'm reading it for a video, so that's more why I decided to do it, but very summery, very exciting. I'm excited for this one. Then I have another very obviously summer book, which is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. I love these covers. I think that they're so cute. I've heard so many people say they don't really care for these books at all, and I don't know if they're part of a series. They look like they could be, but I also could see them being like interconnected standalones. I've heard decent things about this one. I've also heard that it is a carbon copy of Love in Other Words, which I feel like I should read Love in Other Words before I read this one at that point, but that's just not how this is gonna work, because again, I'm reading this for a video coming up too, so you can put two and two together, come up with your own conclusions for that video. But I've heard just so many different mixed reviews on these books, so I don't know what I'm gonna think. I'll let you know. It could be the best book I've ever read. It could, you know, not be. I could just follow along with everybody else in their opinions. Everybody said that this book I think was just alright, the second book not very good, and then a lot of people like the third one. We'll see what I think. I do love these covers. I would love to get all of them because of the covers, as terrible as that is. But I guess I'll just put this one to the test. I'll see what I think. If I absolutely hate it, then maybe I can just go in with caution and not buy the second book and then just read it on my Kindle or something. We'll see. I don't really know yet. But again, they're at the lake, it looks like, and it says summer. So it should be a summer book. I'd be very concerned if it wasn't, to be honest. Then I have The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. I don't know why this feels summer to me. I would just assume that it's the pretty yellow cover and the little flowers down here, but this is giving me summer. I actually did try to read this the other day. I started on my Kindle. I think I got like 1 or 2 chapters in, and I had to put it down. I was like, you know what, this is just not for me at this point in time. Don't know why, not saying that I didn't like it by any means, but I didn't feel like I wanted to read it. I wasn't ready for it, and so I just set it down. I'm still trying to get myself out of a book slump and keep myself out of that book slump. So by the time I figured out that I didn't really care to read this at this point, I figured I would just let it go and then read something else, which is exactly what I did. But I still do have this one. I still am excited to read it, and it still seems very summery to me. So maybe I'll be able to pick this up at a later time and give it a shot then. And then the last summer book that I have on this list today is Happy Place by Emily Henry. Call me crazy, I've not read this one. I haven't. I just recently posted a Reading Emily Henry Books for a Week video. If you have not seen that, you can go check it out. I don't know if you want to, but you can. It's there. It's still up for you to watch. But I did not read Happy Place in that video because I started getting into a massive book slump in the middle of Beach Read. Not saying that Beach Read was a bad book, not saying that Beach Read put me in a book slump, but I think reading the same author back to back definitely was a problem for me. I think that for me, it makes sense to just separate the books, read them independently from each other, and not just group them all into one video. Am I still gonna do that? Probably. Maybe just for the books that I already know that I'm not going to care for as much, or just simple little books, maybe. I feel like, but for Emily Henry, they were really good. They were very fast-paced, and they were written very beautifully, but it really just boiled down to all of them were having the same type of issues, and that felt very repetitive to me to read all of that in such a short amount of time. So I don't know if I'm gonna get to this one anytime soon. I might have to just hold off. I don't know. I might read this maybe towards the end of summer and then pick up Funny Story a little bit later, so that way I'm all caught up for a new release. But I just don't want to go into this just reading the other 3 books so soon before this one, because I don't want to fall into that, oh, well, I just read this. I just read somebody with a problem like this. I don't really want to do it again. I think that's where I got tripped up in that last video. So I'm a little nervous for this one. I'm a little nervous to figure out the correct timing for this. Obviously, I'll figure it out when it comes, and if it just still isn't right, I'll either finish it out and just get it over with, or I'll just set it down and pick it up some other time. I don't want to do it a disservice by reading it when I shouldn't. I'm trying to space it out, but we'll see what happens with that, because I don't really know. Couldn't tell you. Obviously, those Lucy Score books are an exception of reading all of them, even though they're going to be similar at one time, because I don't think I'm going to like them. I really don't, to be honest. And maybe that's just me, but I think that they're not going to be books for me. So these are all the books that I have set aside at this point that to me are giving summer vibes, summer feels. These are all the books that I would love to get through by the end of summer, but I just don't know if I'm going to be able to. We'll see. I'll show you. You'll follow along with me on my journey. If I do make it, I'll try to make sure to remember and let you know. Something like that. I probably will forget though, so you just hold me to it. Maybe I can create a checklist or something. Who knows? But out of all of these books, let me know if there are any of these that you have read and what your opinions of them are. Let me know also if you have been watching me, if you think that I would like the books. I feel like you probably have a small gauge, at least, for what my taste is and what I enjoy and what I dislike about books. Possibly not, though. I feel like I'm literally just all over the place. But if there are any books over here that you think that I'm just absolutely gonna hate, please let me know. I will proceed with caution. And maybe if someone anticipates me absolutely hating them, I can make a brain dump video for you. But again, just let me know all of your thoughts that you have on any of these, or just let me know what you think that I would rate any of these, any of your opinions, literally just anything. Let me know anything. But that's it. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for sitting here and listening to me yap about my summer TBR. Let me know if there are books on here that do not belong on my TBR. I think we talked about Better Than the Movies possibly not being a summer book. Who knows? I could be wrong. If I messed any of those up, again, just say, hey Megan, like, I don't know what you're talking about, but that's not a summer book. I'll go through and I'll reassess. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you have a fabulous rest of your week, and I hopefully will get to see you in the next one. See ya.